computer. All right, we're recording.
Hi. Hi, Trisha. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. So I see, let's see, this is our first appointment. So I wanted to find out a little background information from you. I do want to let you know that we are recording this session, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
And okay. And so I wanted to ask you, so I see you're 27 years old.
Correct.
And you've been trying to get clean and sober
Yeah.
for a bit.
I had a pretty bad car accident about 4 years ago. And ever since my back, I hurt my back really bad during the accident. And it's just been a lot of pain. And they gave me some oxycodone to like help with that. And it's the only thing that helps. But it's just like I can't live without it. I have to use it. And it seems like it takes more and more to get rid of the pain.
Huh. So are you using other substances?
Yeah. I've also been trying heroin and meth to try to just knock the edge off. At this point, it's just anything that can help me forget the pain.
Oh, that's, I understand that. That pain is very difficult to live with. And, it affects so many areas of our lives when we're in pain. So I'm blowing it here. So okay, so the accident was about 4 years ago. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, it should be about 4 years.
So since that time, sounds like you maybe have like went from pain pills to other drugs pretty quickly. Now I see here you've been in rehab twice. And how did that work for you?
It helped while I was there, but then I got out and I was on my own again, and I just went back to what works for me, and end up back in rehab again and got better. And then as soon as they let me out, it's the only thing I have is to use the drugs to be able to just forget and to not feel all this pain that's happening. And I don't know what else to do.
Do you have any support system? Do you have people that are helping you, or?
Not really. My parents don't really talk to me. I'm trans, and they just weren't accepting of that when I came out with it. So my family's kind of written me off a little bit. I mean, sometimes holidays, but really we don't have much contact, and it's just been mostly just me.
So, my goodness, how long ago was that you came out?
Right, right around 19, I kind of went to college, and kind of opened my mind to who I really am, and how I felt about myself. And once my family found out, they just couldn't handle it.
So, can I ask you, were you using any kind of substances before your accident?
No, I wasn't using like any drugs or anything. Had some issues with being a little depressed from not being able to see my family, and it's gotten a lot worse since the accident and the drugs. I just find that the things that I used to enjoy and want to do, I just don't want to do that stuff anymore. I just kind of stayed home and just lose myself to everything, and just I don't want to face anything.
Well, so, oh my goodness, sounds like you've had a rough time, and that sounds so hurtful. Can I ask if you have tried any of the support groups, like 12-step programs or anything like that, to help support you with your drug addiction?
Not since being out of rehab. I just, with being trans, I feel like it's just like there's nowhere I fit in, and then I'm even, more different than the people who are in those groups. But they give me the information for it every time. I just have never actually made it to one.
So I think I had let me think for a minute. I had another question I was going to ask you. So you live alone, I assume?
Yes.
And have you tried any of the alternatives to the heroin and the meth, like programs with Suboxone or with methadone? And how do you feel about that?
I haven't done any of that. I've kind of done more like cold turkey during rehab, but I mean, I guess I'd be willing to try anything at this point. I just know I can't keep doing the drugs. Like, I'm only, 27, and I'm just worried that I'm not going to be able to, have a real life.
So are you abstinent now, or you're still relapsed, in relapse mode?
I'm
Okay.
using, I just can't figure out how to stop.
So I'm thinking that maybe if you're willing, I can set you up with the methadone clinic or the Suboxone clinic, and I'd like to set a follow-up appointment with you also. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'll give it a try, I guess.
Are you a needle user, or are you just smoking it or snorting it, or?
Whatever's convenient at the time. I mean, sometimes I pick it up from like parties and stuff, and so just whatever's available.
So you have shot up before? Yeah. Is that a trigger for you, the needles and stuff? Does that?
I mean, I guess a little bit, but not really much more than anything else. I'm just kind of more of a, whatever opportunity I can get, I'll take. It's just, yeah, I guess the needles could possibly be a trigger, but yeah.
Okay. So have you heard of Aegis? Have you heard of the place Aegis? It's called Aegis.
I haven't.
AEGIS. How about we set you up with an appointment there, and then also a follow-up with me in a week, and let's see, what they'll ask you some questions and more specific to the medications and such, and then we can follow up and see how you're doing. And in the meantime, if you would like to, like, I would say try maybe going to some sort of meeting where they have them online. You might be, have you tried to find a trans meeting? They have. So maybe that might be helpful also. I know that there are meetings for people who are transsexual, and to help them process emotions and stressors and family issues and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that might be helpful? Would you be willing to do that?
I mean, I don't know if it'll help, but like, I'll try it since it's online. I guess that's easy enough.
Okay, well, let me do a little research on that and get you some information. And if I can get some information before I see you next, would it be okay if I gave you a call and gave you that information?
Yeah. Could you text me? Sometimes that's easier. I don't really
Oh,
get.
yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Yeah, all right, email, whichever way you'd prefer. Well, okay. Well, it sounds like we have a little bit of a plan. And do you write it all? Do you journal or anything like that?
No, it's never really appealed to me.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't into it. Okay, well, I tell you what, how does that sound? I think I can get you set up with me just in the next couple of days. And I'll call you or text you and give you the information. And then let's set you an appointment for next week, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
How about, let's see, today's Wednesday. How about next Wednesday around the same time?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, all right. Well, I've got you down, and yeah, I hope that it's helpful. I think that it might be, and it's a place to start, and then we can continue to work on, the other things. And I know there's also pain management places, and we could talk about that some too, but I think the best thing to do is to get you off of, the heroin and the meth. That's a big concern for me with you, because it's dangerous and all those other things. So yeah. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next week then, and I'll talk to you in the meantime or text you with the information.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Hi, Corinne. I'm Trish. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Okay. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that everything we talk about is confidential unless there's any indication that you're harming yourself or others, because I am a mandated reporter. So I just want to make sure you understand that before we proceed.
Okay.
To get started, I'd just like to get to know a little about you and, what brought you here today. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Well, I was in Iraq for 2 years in the Army, and it's been so hard coming back here, and I have nightmares and memories, and I can't seem to control my emotions, not sleeping. Just feel like I'm anxious all the time. I have a partner, and we're not getting along because I'm cranky all the time and not sleeping, and I started drinking, and that's not helping. I just don't feel the same, and I don't feel like anybody understands.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just want you to know it's normal kind of transition coming back from the military, and it's very common. You're not alone in that. So I heard you mention that you're having issues with your partner. How was the relationship before were you together before the military, or did you meet while you were in the military?
No, we met before and I think, well, we kind of rushed things because I was leaving. And, I guess I kind of wanted somebody to be there for me and thought about, like just to have somebody to support, I don't know. But I don't know, she's, had some, 2 years is a long time to be without somebody. And we, like I said, we rushed into the relationship to begin with. And I'm pretty sure she cheated on me. And, that part, I don't know. I don't know if I blame her on that, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. I'm not the same. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm,
you've definitely gone through a lot. I can understand the, wanting to. It's a lonely life being in the military sometimes, and wanting to have that person with you and that connection. And you had a big transition. It seems when you were gone for 2 years, it changed you. I think anyone could change in 2 years, but especially in that kind of situation, that's a lot, especially when you have limited contact with your partner. So I can see how that could be causing you some issues. Do you currently live with your partner or do you live somewhere else?
no, we live together for now. I don't know. I've been thinking that maybe I should find another place. She's just not, I don't think she's happy and I don't know.
Um, have
I
you
haven't
been
really talked
able,
to her.
oh, sorry. Have
It's
you
all
been able
right.
to find a job since you've been discharged?
No, I haven't. I don't know, with not sleeping and being irritable and anxious all the time, I feel like I don't have any hope. Excuse me. Um, and I'm, you know, just I don't know, I have no motivation to get out and I end up drinking and then, I don't, at least I can sleep sometimes when I'm, get drunk and
Mhm.
but yeah, it's been we keep having these visions and I worry about the fact that the 4th of July is coming and with all the, loud noises and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's going to be triggering for me and I'm afraid. Um, I'm afraid because I get angry when I have things trigger me like that.
It sounds like you have a lot of anxiety going on right now. Have you ever been treated for that in the past?
Now,
Okay. We can see if we can find you some help with that. And then also, do you have any contact with any other soldiers that have been discharged?
well, I I kind of feel like I don't want to be around anybody because I'm just miserable. I mean, and but I have, gone to the VA hospital a couple times um because I've been having these headaches and I don't know. I don't know. I just, I think I'm just depressed and anxious and I don't know what to do with myself.
Okay. You know, those are all really hard things to deal with. Before, just to start with for today, I thought maybe we talk about like some anxiety strategies that you can use while we help get you set up with a therapist or a counselor that could maybe help you a little bit more with anxiety, or also PTSD is common after being in the military and coming back. So, one of the things that I like to do to help with anxiety is kind of use my senses. When you're starting to have an anxiety attack and you're wound up, you can do your five senses. So you can see, look around, and see things. Maybe look for a particular color, look for three things that are yellow or something like that. And then feel the texture of your jeans, the roughness of your skin, different things like that. And then also look for things to smell, try to bring in the different sensory things. Taste, I know, can be kind of a hard one, but focusing on that, I feel really kind of grounds you and brings you back to in the moment and what's happening. And for me, at least, it works a little bit better than taking a deep breath that, we always hear. So
Yeah.
if you feel like that could be helpful, that could be a great thing to try in the meantime, because I don't want you to leave with, nothing at all to, help you. And then also, would you be interested in joining like a support group with veterans, or do you have any, buddies that you could reach out to? Someone who's really, experienced what you've experienced, I feel could be helpful for you in being able to talk about what's going on and having someone who understands you.
I'd be willing to try that. Most of my buddies that I lost one of my buddies, my really good buddy, and that's been part of the problem, because he died in my arms. And but my buddies don't live here either. None of them are from this area, but I think it would be probably good for me to maybe meet some people that were in the war, like I was. My dad sort of mentioned something like that to me. So, yeah, I'd be willing to try it.
Yeah, I can set you up with a support group. We also have some that deal with alcohol and substance abuse. So if that's something you'd be interested in, we can connect you with that. For your anxiety, right now, do you feel like you need urgent help immediately so that you're safe and, maybe need medication or anything? If I could get you, would you like a referral to a psychiatrist that can help with that?
Well, I need something definitely to help me sleep. So, yeah, I think, yeah, I'd be willing to see a psychiatrist. Um, I don't know. It's hard because I never believed in any of that stuff. But I just feel like I want to crawl out of my skin, and sometimes, and yeah, I think I'd be willing.
All right, that sounds great. So we're going to get you with the support group and work on, you know, the issues you're having with alcohol, and get you some help with anxiety, maybe some medication that could help with that. I do want to kind of come back to your partner because I know that has been an issue for you. For now, have you ever tried just, maybe putting a little bit of distance between you? So if you're starting to feel angry, maybe just leaving to another room or going for a walk or something, just to keep you from escalating to the point that you do things that maybe you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, I do stay away from her. I stay in the bedroom, and and she's kind of starting to, she's kind of got her own life. So I think that's, I wouldn't be surprised if she moved out pretty soon.
Okay, is
So
a couples counseling something that you would be interested in, or are you not ready for that yet? You want to work more on yourself first?
yeah, I think it's a little, that would be too much for me right now. I have to figure out how to just deal with my own thoughts and stuff right now. I can't even focus on that right now.
I totally understand. I think we have a great start. I'm going to give you a few handouts. One that's going to be big is we have like a hotline in case you ever have any sort of like suicidal thoughts or you need urgent help immediately and you or just someone to talk to about what's going on so that you have that. And then also you can contact me during the day if you have any more questions or if you need any help before our next appointment. I'll get you set up to see me again next week. And hopefully by then you are able to get an appointment with the psychiatrist too. And we'll talk about the next steps.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope the rest of your day goes better. And I'm excited for us to work together and see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye now.